Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 31st. We're just going to jump right in here, Taurus, and we are going to see what is going on for you in your current general energies in this first row. We're going to see if there's anything unexpected coming in for you in this next row here. Then we are going to take a look and see if there's anything coming towards you at this time in this next row right here. This looks good. I would say if you're waiting for a contract or something, this could be like a contract or a signature that you've been waiting for, you know, like one of those things. And then at the end, well, actually you have 3 cards there, but that's fine. We're going to see what, if any, there are any messages from your future self is what I'm trying to spit out today. Can't talk today for some reason, who knows why, but in your current general energies, you have this negotiation card and you have the speculation card. Again, if you are in a negotiation, anything legal, contract, whatever, you have some very good cards here in this row of what's coming towards you. You literally have the scales card, which says justice and documents on it. So, you know, I'd say if you're like in negotiations or in some legal situation, things could be balancing out, which is what this looks like to me. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so, you know, do not take this as legal advice is what I was going to say. I feel like this speculation card is actually saying don't speculate. I feel that if you're thinking about doing anything, you have the temperance card here, which kind of says don't like think about how things could go, like actually find out. And let's see what's coming up here. You have the 6 of Wands, the temperance card, and the hermit card. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo here. I don't know. This looks pretty good to me going this way. 6 of Cups, soulmates to the 10 of Pentacles. Like 10 of Pentacles is the ultimate, you know, kind of relationship card. So if you're getting into a relationship with a person, could be a Sag as well. Could also just be someone who's coming out of hermit mode. So you might be meeting a person or have been dealing with a person who is kind of like maybe a little bit more withdrawn for whatever reason. But again, that looks amazing. But what I would also say is that I feel like this row is saying it's time for you to take action towards or on something. You have the Hermit, which says you've been through some challenges and difficulties. You've done some soul searching. Now I feel you have found your inner light with this card. You know, the story about the Hermit is that he has to put that lantern down by his feet so he can set himself free. And then you have this Temperance card. Again, I kind of get this feeling of speculation, like thinking, oh, you know, maybe you're thinking like, oh, if I start this business, it won't be successful. Or maybe you're saying it will be successful. And, you know, that's what I mean by speculation. It's like you're thinking that it's going to go one way or the other. I feel like the Temperance card is saying, well, you're not going to know until you jump in. You're not going to know until you put something into practice or until you take action. Same thing with relationships, health, whatever it is you're working on, doesn't matter. I would be taking action with this energy. You have these 6 wands here. This is why, because I feel like you will be successful. It's like clearly you're going to be successful at whatever you are doing. I feel there's a lot of attention coming in for you as well. So, you know, I would be, as I've been saying all year to pretty much everyone, just based off the astrology, I would be trying to get as much attention as you possibly can in business, work, and otherwise. Are you kidding? With the 6 wands, you have the 10 of Pentacles. This is amazing here, Taurus. Definitely a lot of success and abundance coming in for you. I kind of feel like if you work somewhere as well, if you have a business, or if you work for like a business or work for a person or whatever, it's like their success is your success. That's what's popping into my head here. Could also be a relationship that you're in. Like if you're already in a relationship, it's like your person's success is going to be your success as well. I kind of get like both popping into my head. Maybe both of you are becoming successful as well. Like if you're married or something, both of you could be kind of striking it rich is what I feel like saying. But I'm not saying you're going to be rich, but maybe. And, you know, I feel like you're both kind of finding success. But it's like benefiting both of you because, I mean, the power of 2, right? Let's just put it that way. With the Temperance card, you have the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is like letting go of something. I do feel like, I'm not calling you out here or anything, Taurus, but I do feel there are like some insecurities that you could be dealing with. I don't know why that's popping into my head. You know, I don't really consider this to necessarily be a card of insecurities. I kind of feel like it's saying that there are some insecurities that need to be let go of that just aren't that big of a deal. And so what I mean by that is like maybe you're wanting to start a YouTube channel and you're afraid of people calling you stupid or, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. I kind of feel you need to kind of let go of insecurities. This could also be in a relationship as well. You could be like, worried about like what a person will actually think of you if you haven't met them yet or something like that. I feel like this is saying like, you got to let those things you're making a much bigger deal out of something than it needs to be is kind of what I'm getting. With the Hermit, you have the Justice card. Justice has come up quite a bit this week and for pretty much everyone. And again, I did talk about something legal here. So clearly if there's something legal going on, this looks like a positive outcome to me, just based off of what's going on here. And what I would say is that I feel there could be like a lot of karmic rebalancing for people because, and again, I'm shooting this the day before the eclipse. This will be out on the eclipse. Eclipses have a lot to do with like fate and karma and all that other stuff. So there could be some positive karma coming in for you as well. You have the Spirit card. It says unseen forces watch over you. You also have this Dragon card. It says strength and wisdom on it. So this is coming up in the unexpected. Do I think there's anything unexpected coming in for you? No, but I do think what's maybe, unexpected here is that things are moving a little bit faster than you realize in a good way. Especially if you're dealing with something like, a legal situation. It's like maybe there's some sort of decision that comes up here a little bit sooner than you think. But again, it kind of looks like a benefit, not a negative thing. I kind of feel also intuitively that maybe you need to tap into your spiritual side. It's like one thing that I do is, I always think of, I'm not a Buddhist, but I love the quote from the Buddha where he says, if you only knew how perfect your life was, you'd throw your head up at the sky and laugh, right? So anytime I'm going through something, I always think of that quote because I'm always like, well, no, everything is working out exactly as it's intended. And it just really, I don't know, it helps me, right? Takes the weight off my shoulders whenever I think about that quote. So, maybe some of you need something like that. I'm not saying it has to be that quote, but maybe you just need to start thinking, everything is working out for me, right? Everything is kind of going in the way that it needs to go. And, I feel like having that mindset will kind of like help you in some way here. I don't know. That's what's popping into my head. You have the Eight of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. I kind of feel like some of you also need to open up a little bit to magic. That's what's popping into my head here with this Eight of Swords. Every once in a while, I get what I call Tinkerbell readings. If you don't know the story of Tinkerbell, it's like, if you don't believe in Tinkerbell, she disappears, right? So it's like almost as if you don't believe that that something good and unexpected can enter into your life, then it's probably not going to happen. If you don't believe that things are always working out for you, then they're probably not going to work out for you. I'm not getting any of the traditional, I'm not getting any of that like traditional Eight of Swords stuff popping into my head here with the Eight of Swords. It's more, again, popping into my head as needing to believe that something is possible, just needing to see it. It's kind of weird because I am getting something about prison popping into my head. I don't even think it has to do with you. I think this could be like a global thing or, who knows? Might be something we end up seeing in the news about a prison or something like that. Maybe someone escaping or something. I have no clue. It popped into my head. You have the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups is a turnaround. Or, can represent soulmates as well. Again, if you're getting into love, that first diagonal that I showed you a minute ago looks really, really good to me. But I would also say that, I feel that this is more tying into like the magic that I'm getting on the Eight of Swords. It's not like magic. I just feel it's saying you need to believe that, good things or magical things or, maybe you need to believe in fate or luck or something, right? And the Six of Cups can represent the removal of obstacles. I always say it's like a gift from the universe, and the gift we receive from the Six of Cups usually is the removal of an obstacle or, overcoming some sort of obstacle. You have the Knight of Swords here as well. The Knight of Swords is kind of like rushing or rushed thinking, and so I wouldn't be rushing at this time. It's kind of interesting that this bottom row, you go to the Tower. The Tower's been coming up a lot. As I've said to everyone, it wouldn't surprise me if there were more global Tower moments. We're just going to see more and more and more global Tower moments. Like, I've been saying this literally for years, and I've predicted it every single time. Like, world leaders stepping down, things like that. It's just going to keep happening, I think. It's just a sign of the times. But what I would say here as well is it's like sometimes, I feel like we can be working towards something, a goal, wish, or dream. Something happens, then we run back to the past. Not as in a past lover. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like maybe we start a business. Maybe something happens where it doesn't look like it's going to work out, so then we run back to a job, right? And I feel like this is saying, no, don't do that. The Tower isn't the end. The Tower says rebuild this sucker, and then you'll be successful, right? So I kind of feel that's what it's saying. The other thing I would say is really, again, as I always say, you're not watching tarot because, you're not, tarot isn't a prison sentence, as I speak in a prison, right? Tarot is not set in stone. It's like, believe it or not, this right here is your solution, right here. Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things, is going to lead to heartbreak in a tower moment. The Tower is only seeing one way of doing things. The Tower falls because those people have been building up the walls around them. They've been ignoring reality. They haven't been seeing other ways of doing things. They've basically been doing things the same way over and over and over again. So the Tower falls because the universe is trying to shake you out of kind of, doing the same thing over and over and over again. So, this basically says if you're trying to accomplish anything, you can avoid this tower moment. People always say, you're too positive. I'm like, no, I'm not. I offer solutions. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, you're screwed, right? There's nothing you can do. You're going to suffer this tower, right? No, tarot is meant to provide solutions. There is a solution here, which is do things differently in any area of your life where you feel stuck, right? Could be love, could be business, could be anything. And just says, find another way. And look at, you have that Strength and Wisdom card with that Dragon card, and with the Eight of Swords, you have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is my card of a mentor, and it could be any gender. It doesn't have to be a man. If you have a mentor, someone you look up to, this person doesn't even have to be alive. As I always say, it's like there are videos of plenty of people on YouTube who are great mentors, right, in business and work and pretty much everything, and they're free. That's the best part about it, right? So I feel that this is saying if you're stuck in any area of your life, if you don't have a mentor, if you don't have the information, the wisdom exists. You have to find it. It's funny that right next to it, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is my card of hidden or secret information. To me, it can represent an opportunity to find some treasure in the form of information that could set you free, make you a bunch of money, do whatever, find you love, whatever you are looking for, but you have to dig for it. We don't just find treasure on the side of the road for the most part. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me about their uncle who found like a pile of gold on the side of the road. Great. But for most of us, that doesn't happen. So what I would say is we have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. But if you do the research, it'll pay off big time. With the Six of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups fulfillment coming in for you. I'm telling you right now, for those of you that want love, this looks freaking amazing. Going this direction again, could be you have Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Scorpio. Those are the signs that stand out to me. It could be a water sign in general. You have air here as well. You have basically everything. So could be any sign, but if you're like meeting a person or dealing with a person, could be pretty good. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. Do not call attention to your weaknesses. Again, I don't want to scare anyone. I don't like putting these things out there because I believe we create things with our thoughts. But what I would say is there might be some moments, I feel like you've already had some of these moments where it's almost like you're saying, you know what, those people that have criticized me in the past or my thoughts about myself are right. And here's what I mean by that. It's like, let's say you have a limiting belief that you're not capable of being on YouTube or public speaking or starting your business. It's almost as if there have been things recently maybe that have confirmed your beliefs or have made you feel that way. And I feel like this is saying, no, you need to punch those beliefs right in the face and face them head on, is what I feel this is saying. It's almost like the universe is encouraging you to kind of, overcome something. And that's exactly what I'd be doing here if I were you. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this Scarab card. It says nourishment and transformation. Love it. You also have this Justice card, the Scales card. It says justice, documents. Like I said, there could be some sort of legal document, especially, if I'm getting everything. Ten of Pentacles is my card of contracts, and you have the Ten of Pentacles here. If you do contract work, if you do, if you're waiting for a contract, if you're hoping to sign a contract, if you're hoping to get an apartment, this looks really good to me. So you have the Ten of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Page of Swords. For some of you, this could be a divorce as well, but it looks like to me like it's coming to an end with the Three of Swords here. I also feel like this right here. If we go this direction, you have that Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, rushing back to the past, like I was saying. But you have the Three of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Both of these cards represent your heart. There's a gigantic heart on this card here. And then the Ace of Cups represents things that cause your heart to overflow, things that really fulfill you. It's almost as if you've already been through the dark night of the soul here with the Hermit. And I feel this reading is like saying you just need to forgive yourself, number one, but also probably forgive people in your life with that Three of Swords. It's like the easiest solution with the Three of Swords. But also you need to realize that, anything that you could be going through is just simply temporary. All the things that you've been dealing with these things are not going to last forever. There are going to be improvements. There are going to be better days. And, I like, trust me, as someone who, was in a space for a very long time where I just didn't believe that things could get better. I promise you that things can get better. So I've lived it and I've experienced it. And what I would say here is I would like keep pushing, but also I feel like you're very close to major success. This is what's coming in for you is 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is everything you want. It is the tree of life. So we all want different things, of course, but I kind of feel like there is, there are new things coming in for you that are going to make you feel very fulfilled. You also have the Page of Swords here. Man, I feel like I am standing at the edge of a cliff here, Taurus. I feel like I'm looking over the edge. Not like I'm about to jump, but like I feel razor. Didn't I say that earlier in your reading? Like razor's edge. It's almost like you're looking at an opportunity. Let's say you've learned something new about business or work. I feel like this is for somebody out there. And it's like you're thinking about doing something, but you keep hesitating. Didn't I say this to you last week? It kind of reminds me of me, right? There have been times where it's like I want to start something, then I'm like, oh, I'll go do the dishes. Or, oh, I need to go fold my laundry. Or I need to do something else. It's like that's a form of resistance. One of my favorite books of all time, the War of Art, not The Art of War. People always correct me. No, I'm talking about The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. He talks about this, about like literally how people will think about a project and they're like, oh, I gotta go walk the dog. I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that. And before you know it, it's like 2 weeks later, you still haven't gotten started. I feel like this is saying, no, the dishes can wait. The clothing can wait, right? All that stuff can wait. You need to get started. With the 10 of Pentacles, you have the Hangman. You need to get started. You have everything you need. You have your inner light, right? You have the Hermit. His head is glowing. He has everything he needs. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. He just needs to get started. So I feel like you just need to get started. With the Three of Swords, you have the Moon. The Moon is about illusions, fantasies, needing to kind of like go through something as well. I think I was saying on the Temperance card, because you have the speculation card. It's like you can't assume how something is going to go. The Moon, nowhere on the Moon does it say stop. The Moon is maybe an illusion, but there's a path straight down the middle to some mountains. It basically says you could have a dream to accomplish something in your life, and it might seem impossible, but you'll never know unless you get started. So I feel like you need to get started here, Taurus. With the Page of Swords, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely good love stuff coming up here if you're getting into a new love connection. It could be involving a move. You have the Tower here. Again, the Tower is like a little scary sometimes, but I think sometimes people don't realize the Tower could just be a move. It doesn't have to be something bad, but I do feel there could be like a soulmate coming in for you. If not, I feel like that Two of Cups is, if you don't want love, and even if you do, I feel like that Two of Cups is saying, listen to your higher self. Your higher self is guiding you at this time. At the end here for, what are we doing? Oh yeah, messages from your future self. You have this Vulture card. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. I don't think someone. I think that some of you are just worried about like an outcome or how something is going to go. You have this Dog card. It says protection from a powerful friend. And you have this Cobweb card. It says, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Are you kidding me? So I wouldn't worry about the Tower or anything else. I feel like something is protected. Something is meant to be in your life. It could be a person for some of you, but really I feel it's whatever this imposter syndrome thing is over here, which you always get, right? With that Five of Pentacles. I feel like there's something that it's like you want to do it, but maybe you don't believe in yourself or you don't believe that you're capable. I would just do it. You have the Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Tower. Again, I do feel there could be, who knows, probably another global Tower moment. Could be involving prisons or something, because that popped into my head out of nowhere. But I definitely feel that. This could also just be travel. I am getting travel for some reason. There needs to be a change. I'm seeing both people on this card as well. And you also have that negotiation card. So, it's like, and you have the Justice card, and you have the Scales card. I feel like two people need to kind of meet in the middle here is what's popping into my head. So this could be in a contract negotiation or something like that. Maybe it's saying there needs to be more balance. I would also encourage you, like if you're negotiating a contract and you're not getting enough of what you want, I feel that where it's like saying, no, you don't just settle, right? Don't just be like, oh yeah, sure. I'll work 90 hours a week for less than I want, right? I feel like this is saying, no, there is a middle ground here. You need to stick up for yourself. And I get that for whatever reason. I know that's not what the card means, but I read intuitively. That's what I'm getting. I definitely feel like you need to trust your intuition. I feel like you could be getting, I feel there could be like a lot of random kind of intuitive hits and things like that happening for you. I even think you could be reading things and it's like you misread. Sometimes like this happens to me, like intuitively I'll be reading something and I'll misread it as like something else, but it's like an intuitive hit, you know, where I'll be reading like an article and I'll read it as almost like something else, if that makes sense. And this happens to me a lot, but again, I just happen to be that type of intuitive, but I feel like that type of thing could be happening for you here. With this, where it's like you misunderstand something, but it's actually like a spiritual misunderstanding on purpose. So I'd pay attention to those things. Now you have the Ace of Cups, which is your emotions overflowing, a lot of happiness, but again, I feel like you need to move towards your heart, most importantly, which I feel like I say to you all the time lately, and it's like you're the number one sign that gets those messages, Taurus, so I'd be listening to your heart. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Fool. Are you kidding? Take a leap of faith towards your heart. What do you know exactly what you want deep down inside. You know, whatever it is. It could be to move towards something, to move away from something, to break up with a person, to get married to a person. It could be anything, right? But you know deep down inside what you want. And I feel like you need to trust your heart. And with the High Priestess, you have the Three of Swords. And, you know, some of you could be dealing with heartbreak or separation here. Again, kind of looks like a divorce situation to me. So that's like for some of you. For others, again, I feel like you need to forgive yourself. Three of Swords is about removing those swords from your own heart. And it's a card of forgiveness. And it doesn't mean you're like, you have to go directly to forgive people or anything like that. You could be more forgiving yourself. With the Tower, you have the Four Wands, marriage. Some of you could be getting married very quickly and surprisingly, or you could be meeting a person that you will marry like very quickly and surprisingly. But the Four Wands is also a card of freedom. And I think that's like one of the things that we are most afraid of, as I always say, is being truly free, right? And, you know, I feel that Uranus and Taurus, I talk about this all the time. For you, Taurus, it's all about freedom and being set free and, you know, kind of living life on your own terms, right? So that's that. Pretty crazy reading, Taurus. We are going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now. I'm also, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to put these all together as just kind of like a wrap up at the end. But 1, 2, 3, pause the reading if you need time to think of your questions. For question number 1, I would say yes. I feel like you've been thinking about this long enough, so yes. For question number 2, yes, lovers, love. So, yes. For question number 3, yes, take the leap of faith. All this, to me, is saying pick the new path. It's like if you're stuck between like an old thing and a new thing, pick the new thing clearly, you know, which pretty much everyone gets these messages. People always ask me, like, why do you always say that we have to pick the new thing? Which people are always like, you've been saying it for 3 years. I'm like, yeah, why do you think? Because we need to pick the new thing. That's what the universe wants. It wants us to evolve, adapt, and overcome, right? Do something new. So I would take the leap of faith towards something new here. It doesn't have to be love either. The lovers can just be a crossroads, having a decision to make. And so I would do the things that you've never done before, because that's where all the success is going to be. I like this for you, Taurus. You're definitely going in the right direction. I feel like you just need to believe in yourself like a little bit more, right? Even if you have to brainwash yourself into doing it, I would encourage you to do that. So, looks amazing. Thank you for being here, Taurus. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.